All right. Hello, everybody. It's Brenda Miller again. It's time for my weekly quick class. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Jersey. And let's see, I go live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern to share some new products or ideas and just cards with you and hopefully to inspire you. Now, today's a big day at Stampin' Up! If you haven't already heard, there's free shipping. Today is Wednesday, April 19th, and we have free shipping on all orders of $75 or more, and that lasts until midnight. So if there's something that you want to make sure that you get it. So I just wanted to make sure I said that because it doesn't happen every day, that's for sure. So today, what I'd like to share with you is a new bundle that's going to be coming out in the 2023-2024 annual catalog, which is going to be released on May 2nd. And the bundle is called Circle Sayings, and I'm going to show it to you here. It's a stamp set that has lots of curvy circular elements, as well as some wonderful words that are very versatile. And even better, the big feature of this bundle is the new 2 3/4 inch. Look at that, you get a reflection punch. Whoop, I don't want to go too far here. Anyway, so this 2 3/4 inch circle punch has a lot of great uses, and we're going to talk a lot about circles today. So I hope you're ready for the ride. So let me go over to my desktop so that I can share some things with you. And it's working on it. Click it again. Let's see what happens. Huh. It is not going. All right. Well, in the meantime, while we wait for the camera to load, let's see. I have it. This is unbelievable. If it's not one thing, it's another. Here it is. It finally came up. Okay. So here we have our Circle Sayings stamp set. And side by side, we have the 2 3/4 inch punch. I think it might be just a little behind. We'll let it catch up. Let's see what happens. I'm just saying solo layout. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully this is going to stay like this. Anyway, so anytime you need an element on your card, it's always a great idea to use a circle. And this is the card, let's see if it catches up, that I want to show you how to make today. It's nothing terribly fancy, but it does use all new products. So we'll go ahead and make it, and then we're going to talk about circles in general and why we have these punches and how they can be used. Okay, so this card is made with the beautiful Countryside in Designer Series paper that I featured last week. I actually used the same piece so that I could maximize my use of it. And I'm taking a sheet of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and you can see it's a little lighter than a navy, and I'm going to give it a good crease down one side. All right, then I'm going to take a sheet of Balmy Blue, and I'm going to adhere that to the front of my card. And yep, I'm using the wet glue. I'm getting used to it. I'm really working hard with it. Because I do think that in the long run, it is a better adhesive. So you'll hear, those of you who have watched me before know that I don't always love wet adhesives, but I'm really trying to embrace it. So next I had a piece of white. Let's see if it shows it. Here we go. White cardstock, and basic white cardstock, and the Countryside in embossing folder. Okay, so this is regular embossing folder, so it's not as thick as our 3D embossing folders. So it goes through with just 2 plates and the platform. And when I do that, I come out with this beautiful design. And on the back, I'm going to use my wet adhesive. Woohoo! Trying to make sure I get the edges. And as I think I've mentioned before, when using something that's textured like this, it's always best to use something wet. It definitely adheres a lot better in the long run if you do that. Okay, so we have our card base. Now, I'm going to take my new 2 3/4 inch circle punch, and it's big. It looks really big, but thankfully it cuts really nicely. And so I went ahead and I did cut out the circle from the DSP. And then I'm going to cut a circle also out of the white. So I'll show you how I do that. So all of our punches, we work with upside down so that we can see what we're doing. And just give it a little punch and voila, there it is. Now I just want to show you the difference while we have this out, the difference between our punches. Okay, so we recently came back with the 1 3/4 inch punch and the 2-inch punch. Okay, these are available online only and unfortunately are not currently available, but they're coming back. They should be back very soon. I guess they sold very quickly because we didn't have them for a number of years. And punches can be really, really versatile and easy to work with. And so then here we have our 2 3/8 inch punch. So you can see the difference in the sizes. Let's turn them over. Sometimes it's easier to see them upside down. So you see how the difference in the sizes. And even better, let's take a look at them having been cut out. So here we have the largest at 2 3/8. Then this is the 2-inch. And then this is the 1 3/4. And so what you probably can see can go on here is that we can layer them. All right. And to me, that is the great beauty of having circle punches. We do have currently, and only until the end of the month, we have our layering circle dies. Hang on one second. I thought I'd put them over here, but I didn't. And I wanted to share this with you because they are retiring. And I'm not exactly sure why Stampin' Up! Would decide to get rid of these basics, other than they're probably trying to make something, come back with something that's even better. And a lot of times punches are better, but you can see with the layering circles, actually this one isn't part of it, it gives you many different sizes of circles and then the scallop edges that go around them. So I'm going to miss this terribly. So if you do not have layering circles or a lot of circles in your collection, this might be something that you want to go and pick up, especially today when there's free shipping. So they are still available. So that is something to keep in mind. But as of May 2nd, we're not going to have these anymore. So I'm going to be using our punches. But in addition, what we do have is the collection. I know it's not very pretty the way I have it, but these are the stylish shapes. So we have squares, circles, and banners, and these different circle sizes can be used to help layer with the now 3 sizes of circle punches that we have. And what I chose to do was I took this next to largest size and I cut it out, I die cut it, and out of the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to use this as my bottom layer for the card that we're making. All right, so here we have a Balmy Blue cut out with a Stylish Shapes punch, and I'm going to adhere on the circle, and you'll see that it fits with a nice little edge going around the side, outside. You can even see the stitching with this. So this is a great combination, and I just like to add it just to make it pop off the card a little bit better. All right. Now you're probably saying, well, why did you use a whole piece of this? I could have used half a piece of this and half a piece of this, but I decided that it would be easier to line up if I only had one of them in a full circle, and I'd already punched this out. So that is how that happened. So what I'm going to do is take one of the stamps, the Happy Birthday stamp from the circle sayings. So right here, you can see that I really like these sayings, and I find that they're going to be very useful. And I'm going to stamp that at the bottom of the white circle. So I am inking it up in Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to stamp it on the bottom. Okay. Now, if I was over at my desk, I would use my paper cutter. Paper cutter is not here, so we're just going to use some scissors and cut this in half, and hope that it's straight enough and in the middle enough. Okay, but you could certainly use a paper cutter to cut it in half. And then I'm going to adhere this right at the bottom, and I can fiddle with it and see which part of the DSP I want to show through, if any. So here we go. So we have that. And let's just let that dry for a second. So that gives us the nice focal point for our card. And it uses just a little bit of DSP, so it can really maximize a pack of Designer Series papers. And now we're going to put it onto the card using dimensionals, assuming I can find them. They're right here, right next to my hand, as you would imagine. And I'm just going to put on 2 dimensionals. There we go. And add that to the top part of my card. I'll then take a little piece of the ribbon, which is not here right now, and add it to the card with a glue dot, and here we go. So here's our final card. And you can see it was very simple, and it made use of the punches, and you could see the different sizes of the circles being dies, and not, let's say, dies and punches. All right, so I wanted to also show you a couple of other things. So not only do we have the sayings that are in the stamp set, which can fit onto the smaller 1 3/4, right? With all of these will fit on there, and you can do the layering, or you could stamp it at, you could stamp a decorative edge and then the word underneath. And I just wanted to share a card I made with another sneak peek. This card is made with the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, which I'm going to feature next week with the bundle in my live class. So you can join me next week and see that. But see how I took the Celebrate, which is the circle here in the stamp set, and I stamped that on the outside with the new boho blue, and then I stamped the little cupcake, which is perfect, adorable. I stamped that in Memento Black, and I just colored it in using blender pens and our new ink pads. I squeezed the ink pad together to pick up the color, so we have the lemon lolly and the bubble bath colors on here to go with the stars that are in this Designer Series paper. So that is another way that you can use these circles. Another is just to use the design. Here's a little beachy design. I just stamped it in black, and I intend to go back in and color it with markers. It's just, I'd probably do the sun in yellow, the waves in one of the lighter blues, maybe balmy blue, Tish and Tide, maybe for some accents, just to add another focal point to the card. So those are just a couple of ways to use the circle sayings stamp set, and of course the brand new 2 3/8 punch. So I hope that this has inspired you in some way, and I hope that you will be looking for your new catalog, and also to, here we go, looking for your new catalog and looking to see this stamp set and punch as a bundle in the new catalog. So if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out, and otherwise I will see you next week on Wednesday at 3 p.m. So thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.